Plaintiff James Clark says the defendant was driving recklessly and hit his truck at a tricky intersection, causing major damage. He's suing for $5,000 to fix his vehicle. Defendants Michael Toscano and Sarah Evans claim the accident was the plaintiff's fault, and he's just trying to feed his hunger for money.
James, you are suing Michael and Sarah for a car accident damage to your truck?
Correct, sir. I'm here suing the defendants because of the damage that they created on my vehicle,
Yes.
because of their reckless driving.
Yes.
And also the damage that they did to my ability to earn a living, because the vehicle was my vehicle which I work with.
And what is it that you do?
I'm a plumber, sir.
You're a plumber, good. Okay, now tell me about the accident in question.
Well, I was northbound
Yeah.
on a 5-lane highway.
Okay.
2 lanes southbound, 2 lanes northbound, 1 lane in the center that's used for left turns.
We have a diagram of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to approach the screen, and you're going to show us on the diagram here.
You see the white car stops up here.
Yes?
The defendant's vehicle, he's kind of blinded
Yeah.
and not seeing me. I'm blinded and not seeing him. When at the last moment, I caught him out of the corner of my eye pulling out.
Too late.
I swerved into the passing lane to
Yes.
avoid him, but I didn't. He contacted the back of my truck, busted the tire off, the axle, the springs,
It's not true.
and spun me 180 degrees around. And it was fortunate that nobody else coming in this direction could hit me, or it could have been very injurious.
Come up here, and I want to see what your interpretation of what happened.
Sure. So,
You are that yellow car coming out.
yes, sir. So when we get to about right here,
Yeah.
I'm at the edge of the driveway, and I was helping my friend. My friend needed help bringing some stuff to his children. So
Okay.
we were pulling out, and this semi-truck right here had a full row of cars, and they had all come to a complete stop. So by the time I was established in both lanes here with my nose in the middle lane, and I looked to my left to make sure, obviously it's a dangerous road, so we're making sure no one's coming. Clear. I looked to my right, I was clear. And as I went to approach the middle lane, I looked left one more time, and he was heading for my driver's side door, happened to swerve out the way, and that's when he made impact with the front of my vehicle's bumper.
I have an objection, Your Honor. If you notice, there's a large truck and a car between the defendant's vehicle and my vehicle, and there is absolutely no way that he could have seen my vehicle.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right.
may I
Now I
explain?
want to see. Okay, you can go back. I see what you're both saying. Now I would like to see the picture of the damage done to your vehicle.
That is the rear of my vehicle. The tire was ripped off the axle. It busted the axle, busted the spring.
Since the damage was done to the right rear of his vehicle, let's look at the plaintiff's diagram again. All right, now, boom. That is where the damage happened.
Correct.
So his interpretation is correct, because the only way the back right of his car could be damaged is because you hit it. If he had hit your car, as you said, the back right of his car wouldn't have been damaged. It would have been the front of the car hitting the damage on your car. But that's not what happened. The damage is to the back right of his car. That was the point of impact, which says that he was already at the point where you were coming into his lane.
Well, he
Since
skidded.
that's-
He hit the bumper
So-
off of his vehicle.
What had happened was when he was heading for my driver's side door, he had just enough time to react to swerve. So his car going this way, of course I'm going to hit the right rear because he's swerving out of the way, and he didn't have enough time to fully get out the way.
Yeah, but if he's in this lane, this is the highway.
Right.
Route 1.
He has the right of way. And I understand how you're in that position. And we've all been there where we're looking around to see if it's clear. We've even been in the position when, let's say, the driver of this truck or this vehicle signals you to go through. And we often rely on what this guy is saying. But this guy happened to be wrong. You can't go into this roadway until you are personally sure that there are no cars coming.
So
Right, he
my
swerved
vehicle,
out of the lane of traffic behind the 18-wheel that stopped
He
and
may-
flew
Okay,
up.
but you can't be going into
So,
this intersection when you see their cars here. The fact is, under the law, he has the right of way to that roadway. And you can't go in it as long as he's there. It doesn't matter that you thought it was clear, you saw it was clear. It turned out not to be clear. He didn't run a red light there. There are no lights there. You're the defendant because you own the car, right?
Well, I sold it to Mike, and he never registered it. That's how I got dragged into this.
Okay, but
I
I
know,
can't.
but I'm here to back up my friend with his story.
I understand you want to back up your friend, but you didn't see it yourself.
But I saw the
you're saying-
damage done to
I'm
the
telling
vehicle.
you didn't see it yourself. You weren't there. So your testimony doesn't do any good in terms of what actually happened because you weren't there any more than I didn't see what happened. I can only apply the law. And under the law, he has the right of way on that roadway. They
Right,
think-
backing up my friend, but like seeing the damage to
I
my
don't-
vehicle, that the bumper was ripped off because of his speeding. He spun around more than once. Like,
Again, that's because of what he's telling you. Okay, you weren't there.
I've been in
You-
accidents before where that's
Stop
happened.
interrupting. You weren't there. So your testimony doesn't carry any weight in terms of what happened.
Then why am I here?
yeah. So why is she
Because
being
he
sued?
sued you. All right?
Your
Are
Honor?
you insured, you guys?
And
No, I took the insurance off it because I sold it.
Okay, you don't have any insurance. Do you have any insurance?
And no, I'm self-insured.
Well, that means you don't have any insurance. So this is what happens, guys. You know,
Yeah.
when there are lots of cars out on the road, millions, there are going to be accidents. Sometimes you're responsible, sometimes you're not. But the reason we're all supposed to have insurance is because things happen and we want to be able to pay for them.
So I would like to just add that I do believe Sarah's here because, well, the plaintiff may be a little money hungry. He's trying to bleed some rocks over here. I would like to explain the fact that in these two lanes of traffic, he was in the right lane first. And I have a witness that was behind him and watched him pull out as all the vehicles were stopped and proceeded to speed in the left lane as I was already
That's
established
totally
in both.
false, Your Honor. I was
Okay.
in the left lane all the way.
No, you weren't. No, you were not.
And there would be no way that he could see it.
That's very interesting, but it doesn't matter. He's allowed to switch lanes. It doesn't matter. I keep saying.
So that's just impatience on his end.
It doesn't even matter. He has a right to be on that road. You can't enter that road until it is clear. You guessed wrong.
But I was already in both
well,
lanes.
no, then he wouldn't have hit the back right of his car.
Yes, he did. If he would have
Don't
swerved out the
argue
way.
with me.
May I interject here, Your Honor?
One last comment, yes.
The young lady is here because in my state, if you don't have insurance and you're at the cause of an accident, you are totally responsible for it, and the DOT will pull your license and registration if you don't compensate the person that you hit.
The one that would be responsible here, at least financially, is the person who was driving the car. She wasn't there. She had nothing to do with this accident, except it was a car that she used to own. All right?
So
and he didn't register it. So your lawsuit is against the person who hit you. That's what
Hit
I'm
one of his
looking
Well, yeah,
at.
that's why we're
Dealer's
here
cars.
to figure out whether he hit
Yes.
me or I hit him.
Sir, would you look at the police report?
Yeah, the police report's gonna say what they need to say because they had to do what they had to do because it wasn't my vehicle at
The
the time.
investigation
So yeah,
was, it says, failure to yield right-of-way responsible for the accident.
As it turned out, there was a collision, and he has the right to be on that road, and you didn't.
He has the right
That-
to speed down a
No
30 mile an hour
no
road.
one is suggesting he didn't get a ticket for speeding.
How did his car flip around from just a car pulling
I'm
out
not-
to turn
I-
left?
so if I'm going
And he
5
also
miles
lied
an
about where
hour,
he works.
Okay,
He owns a
I've already
dealership in
explained to
Seabrook.
you, you don't want to listen, but the fact of the matter is that he had a right to be in that, on
should've
that
brought
road.
evidence.
You did not
I
have,
should've.
and therefore I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of the $5,000.
that is unbelievable. Yeah, that is pretty.
Thank you, Your
That's.
Honor.